Okay, welcome to the class of English this afternoon. Okay, so I'm here once again, your teacher, Mr. A Plus, uh, with the hints on how you can write or rather answer comprehension in the English examination. Okay, so just like the title has alluded to, how to answer comprehension questions in an English examination. So these are the hints that I'm going to give you. And after you have learnt this, believe me, you are not going to fail to answer, or rather to give the correct answer in comprehension during your exam. And the other thing that I want you to know is comprehension carries a lot of marks in English. Comprehension alone carries 20 marks. One question, 2 marks. One question, 2 marks. So they are just mostly 10 questions, which will give you 20 marks. So it's very, very important to understand how to go about comprehension in English. Okay, so step one, read the passage carefully. That's the first step. Because comprehension, you'll be given a passage, make sure you read that passage carefully. Under read the passage carefully, one, read the passage once, quickly, to understand the main idea. Okay. So the first step, read the passage quickly so that you can just pick the main idea, you understand the main idea. Okay. What is about, or most about. Okay. Main idea simply means as you be reading quickly, you'll be able now to identify what is it that this passage is talking about. Okay, after you have done that, you have read once, you again read now. Read it again slowly. Now you are going to read it slowly, underlining or noting key points, name, dates, and definition. So for the second time, now you are now going, since you have understood the main ideas or what is that passage all about. Now next reading now, take it easy so that you are able now to get the key points. As you are getting those key points, take note of them, underline them where possible. Okay. Then three, try to understand. Okay. After that now, try to understand. To understand what? Who or what it's about. Who is it about? What is it about? Try to understand it that way. So, all scenario here, we are talking about understanding the passage. Okay. So what happens? Main events or arguments, the writer's purpose or attitude. Okay, so the one who was writing this passage, what is it that he or she was trying to achieve? So you need to understand all those things as you are answering the comprehension. Then we go to step two. Step two, understand the question types. Each type needs a different approach. So the first thing that you need to understand in comprehension, those questions which they ask after the passage, there are types, there are a number of types, okay, of questions. So what you need to do is to understand now the question types. Why? Because each type has got a different what? Approach. So you need to understand. So this is what now we are going to talk about. Step two. So the first type of question that comes under passage is factual questions. Let me say factual questions because they are many. So factual questions. So what are these factual questions? These are direct questions. Direct questions. That's why I've enclosed the word direct there. That's what it means. Okay. For example, where was the boy going? That is just an example of the question. Okay. Where was the boy going? Now the answer is directly in the passage. Copy or paraphrase the sentence. Do not or don't add your own ideas. So this type of questions are called factual questions, and when answering, go direct to the passage. Look for a paragraph that will actually answer that particular question directly. And as you are getting the answer, just get it direct. If this boy was going to school, just say the boy was going to school. Okay, that will be your answer. Okay. Yes, so that is factual questions. You have seen, so that is the approach to this type of questions. Then, two, we have inference questions. So, inference questions, these are indirect questions now, in simpler term. Okay, so inference, for example, why did the boy hesitate to enter the room? So, they have not stated there the reason why. So, that question is inference or indirect. Okay. Read between the lines, use clues in the passage to figure out what is implied, not stated. So now, yours to answer this type of question, which is inference questions or indirect question, you need now to do what? To go back to the passage. You read the passage, okay, and you see the clues that can actually lead you to the what? To the answer. Because reference questions, they don't actually state the points direct in the passage. You have to dig. It is somehow hidden there. So now, for you to come up with that answer, it means you have to do what? You have to look for clues that can actually help you to come up with the answer. Okay. Then the other type of question that comes under comprehension, we have vocabulary or meaning questions. Vocabulary or meaning questions. What are these questions? Example, what does the word reluctantly mean as used in the passage? There are such questions. This is vocabulary questions. How can you answer such questions now? Use the context. You use the context, the passage, the context. Okay. Context, look at the sentence before and after. That same sentence, look at it before and after. Then you'll be able to do what? To answer, because you are going to give the meaning of that word which they have mentioned pertaining to what is written in the passage. Okay? So use the context, look at the sentence before and after, then give a synonym what? Or definition. Give the synonym. What does that mean? Synonym. Synonym simply means you are now going to give the meaning which is actually closer to the reluctant, to the word. That is a synonym. Okay. Sometimes they can even be exact. Okay. The good example that I can give you, when I say fast, so the synonym word is quickly. So they are almost the same. So that's what you are supposed to do. Okay. That is vocabulary. Then you go to type of question number 4, which is reference questions. Let us look at the example of reference question. Example, what does it refer to in line 5? When they say, what does it refer to in line 5? So that is reference. They have given you the line. Line what? Line 5. Okay. Then go back to the sentence and find what word or phrase it or they is referring to. So that is how you can answer. Just go back to the sentence and see it, they. What is it that it is referring to? Then you'll be able to do what? To give the correct answer. Then the other type of question under comprehension is opinion or critical thinking questions. These are type of questions where you need to do what? To think critically. For example, do you agree with the writer's view? That is a question now. So now imagine if you have not understood the passage, are you able to answer this question? So now the question is, do you agree with the writer's view? Give reasons. So you have to give reasons. Okay. Give your own opinion briefly, but support it with evidence from the passage. So as you are giving that own opinion, should be linked to what is in the passage. Okay. It should be supported by what is in the passage. Okay. So that is opinion critical thinking questions. Then the other one, we have step 3. Okay. Step 3, answer in complete sentences. So as you answer in complete sentences. For example, use full sentences, not one word answers. Don't repeat the question word for word start. You answer with part of question. Okay? So, like the way they have said, don't say, where was the boy going? Then you say to school. Where was the boy going to school? Don't answer like that. Instead, you say, the boy was going to school. The boy was going to where? To school. That is the correct answer. So after now you have done that, make sure you check your work. Okay? Then after checking, you go through, okay, what I've done is okay, is correct. Then you'll be able to get 20 out of 20. It's possible. Or 19 out of 20. Okay, so this is how English is being answered. Specifically, comprehension. Thank you so very much for your attention. But please don't forget to follow me on my Facebook page, Mr. A Plus, YouTube channel, Pedagogy Academy, as well as on TikTok, Mr. A Plus, for more exclusive videos. Thank you so very much.